Initial consideration leads me to conclude that this particular project, Murder for Sale, is in the territory of an average TV movie thriller. I'm not exactly sure. I will reserve final judgment for the trailer. We get to witness that together for ourselves in a second. But I look at it in terms of the initial first glance, and the poster has a TV film vibe. I like the title for it. It has a bit of a homely style to it. It kind of follows along that path again in essence to the pitch. But I read the main scope of the movie, at least from what I can find on IMDb and background information on it, and it comes across to me like if this were being put out by another TV distributor. Let's say, for example, Real One Entertainment, Lifetime, or Vista Entertainment. I'm very familiarized with all three of those outlets. This would fit right in quite well with their offerings. Though it's a streaming exclusive, so it's different in that respect. But then I read the pitch too, and it's just like, okay, this comes across, like I said, TV, film, thriller, standard fare. Which that could be... It's a bit of a mixed territory. I can speak to this, from regards to many of the projects I've consulted, plenty of which with you on this channel, or just, perused for myself and viewing some of the projects in which I've covered, I've entertained in full, maybe others I haven't covered, I've tried, and it's a mixed landscape. Some projects are good, others maybe are serviceable, and others devolve into laugh fests. They have a tendency to do that, perhaps, occasionally. I'm not sure the path Murder for Sale will go down. It surprises me what outlet this is coming from, but we'll get to that in a minute. But if you want a good background of the project, if this is a new release for you, this is what IMDb says. Violet Becker is a real estate agent alongside her two best friends. When one of them dies at an open house, Violet is suspicious about the circumstances and looks into her friend's life. She discovers Laney had many secrets. Again, as I said, this comes across to me like if you were to put this, because I'm very familiarized with Mar Vista Entertainment in particular, if you were to put this in their wheelhouse, they've put out a couple pictures that follow down the path of like home realty or home style type thriller films. And they can, each film, to be fair, maybe there's some points of overlap to the essence of it, but there is some individuality from work to work. This kind of fits in that territory, I think, seamlessly. So if you tell me, and in fact, I went and looked at the production credits. I'm like, is this a Mar Vista Entertainment movie that's just getting a streaming debut on another network other than Tubi that's a usual outlet for them? No. This is, I forget the names at the moment, but they were not in the credits. This is actually being released as a Fox Nation exclusive. That surprises me if you're not familiar with that name. And this is a first exposure on the channel to their offerings. That is the Fox News streaming service. Because every American company has a damn streaming service these days. This project might be entertaining, I might like it, but in the back of my mind, I'm seeing dollar signs at this point. Like, there's how many exclusive shows on every network. I don't know how they're going to solve that problem, but there needs to be at least some consolidation, because my wallet can't take much more. If I like this, it's going to be, check out. I don't even know how much money. I haven't looked into any of the information relating to Fox Nation. So let's consider it. I have seen, though, in consideration some of their offerings from, I would say, their more fittingly documentary political film fare or TV fare, to be, inclusive of that. Recently, what was the debut? Oh, the Jesse Smollett documentary. They released, I think, the first part on YouTube, and I actually watched that. It was pretty well delivered and interesting, but that was a documentary, and that's more along the lines, I think, of what Fox News would put out. This, or Fox Nation, to be fair, again, in accordance with their Fox News parent company, I believe. This is different. This is a standard TV release. Let's engage with it. First consideration in a lot of respects, not just for the particular program, but the network. And how average will this be? Or will it not be average? Let's see.
Cookies, check. Flowers, set.
Ma'am, are you in danger?
It has the presence of, like, every TV film. Many of which, again, I've seen that follow along this type of vibe. Though, I would say some of the cinematography and the editing is actually pretty good.
I have nothing to hide.
I know she was fighting with her partner on the project.
I know you saw her before she died. Max!
Freeze!
No! No!
I'll call 911.
What is happening?
Why is the FBI here?
Is it possible just one of the cookies could have been poisoned?
This was a malicious...
This is not a game. This is real life.
I'm sorry.
Murder for Sale. Streaming now. Only on Fox Nation.
Like I said, the TV landscape's a bit of a mixed space. So, bad guy, assassin, whoever, is poisoning home realtors through cookies. I don't know why I find it so funny. Again, like I said, it has a real TV vibe, I guess, because it is so mainstream that if you were to put this out on another network, it has the makings of that type of project. Though some of the cinematography choices are pretty good, in my opinion, like the close-ups, for example, on the victims and the way that was processed, I'm imagining most of that is due to the editing. I was even going to compliment the interview format of like, oh, you got this person giving an account, then this person, but again, I'm keeping in my mind if this is a trailer, this is how it's cut. So in the movie, it's probably going to come across like, you know, what we would expect, where it's going to be the character or the main interviewer, whoever, the detective or somebody, walking from interview to interview until you get to the latest suspect, I believe, being the Becker. To complement the project, though, at least it doesn't go down the path of other TV film fare that spoils their movies' events in their trailers. That's nice. I mean, that's been the case of Real One Entertainment and Mar Vista. Every time you watch one of their TV thriller films, they always put every plot detail in, so you get about a 3-minute cut of the movie. And it won't just be, these are the main characters, this is the general premise of the plot, it'll be, this is who committed said crime, and this is the result, who's dead, you know, maybe who's not. It's just, it's a weird way to market. And then plus, most of those companies, I don't know if this is the case with Real One, but at least Mar Vista, they put out all their trailers post-debut of their movies, which makes no sense. Anyway, and they still do it. I don't know why, and they've done that for years. I've been covering them probably since deliberately I've been covering them since like 2018, 19, I think 19. And it has not changed at all. Murder for Sale, like I said, I'll give it compliments that it didn't put every detail here, you know, in a 1-minute trailer. It was a good look at the movie. I just find it really funny. Standard TV thriller film fare. That's what I would call this. Maybe some charm to it. I still tend to enjoy these films even on watch, even if perhaps sometimes I'm laughing. Maybe this will be a little more competent compared to other pictures I've seen that perhaps are not necessarily down the home realty line. They may be a bit different in their particular events. I think, for example, like The Neighborhood Nightmare. That was one I've mentioned before. That was funny. It's on Tubi. That has almost the same type level of acting as what I'm seeing here. Like, that scream was kind of comical. And just, again, the cookies. Why the cookies? That's like such a standard TV element. I don't know. It's funny. Like, what would you expect to poison somebody with? You know, sometimes you can't avoid cliches, perhaps, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could think out of the box maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Well, it's a project I'd say kind of it's mid-tier for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below if you wish to disclose your perspective. If I do watch it, I guess I have to jump on another streaming service. I'm not happy with the idea. Again, that's just, it's too much cash. I don't have this much money to be throwing around. Like, I'm near broke at this point of how many of these streaming services exist these days. Maybe it'll be enjoyable. Maybe it'll cross over like other types of networks. I've been seeing some trends lately, at least maybe some other shows that are hopping around from one network to another. Let's say, for example, very recently I discussed, just as a sample, and I know this is not the only show going down this path, what's it called? Generation Plus or Generate Plusian? That was a former HBO Max exclusive, and that's now on Tubi. I don't know if that'll be the case like Murder for Sale. It could be transferred to another network. Maybe it could be duplicated. I've seen some conversation on that. I forget where, but there's been some chatter on it. I would imagine for a while this is going to be on the Fox Nation streaming service as an exclusive. So if you want to watch it, you can hop on another service. I mean, for, you know, a mid-tier project like this, I don't expect many people to be jumping on, especially considering, like, Fox Nation. I think that, again, it's more advantageous for them with their politically, culturally themed fare. That would be more of the point of engagement because, again, of the Fox News attribution. Maybe Murder for Sale, though, for those of you who are already on there, will be a charming release. Maybe I'll watch it one day. We'll see. I do find it kind of funny, like I said. Mid-tier TV thriller film is where I would put this project. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.